Ever since the discovery of fire, the introduction of agriculture, and the invention of the steam engine, people have lived longer and better lives. Technology has expanded our human intellect, has extended life itself, and created a modern society. Technical progress is actually the only factor that can sustainably drive income and raise people's living standards. For the millennia that leads up to the first industrial revolution in the 19th century, economic growth was pretty much for all civilizations basically zero. But with the arrival of the Industrial Revolution, human beings could raise their living standards by 75% within a human lifetime. Such is the power of technology. What is different about today's technology compared to yesterday's technology? Well, first there is the speed and the scale, the vast technological diffusion across all societies and across all segments of society. What is also different about today's technology is that it connects people, it builds a network, and it strengthens a network, and it makes the network even more powerful. It makes people who have ideas make the ideas even more valuable. It makes countries with resources even more efficient. With this stronger network, ideas become even more powerful. Resources become even more valuable. Technology is the network, and technology can only advance with expansion of the network and the depth of the network, and with countries and people collaborating with each other. That is the only way to push technology forward. Now, the greatest companies in the world are those that solve society's most basic problems. The most meaningful kind of technologies are those that can help the most vulnerable segments of society. Thanks to technology, our lives were not as miserable as they would have been during the pandemic in the absence of these technologies. But this raises a new question. If society is going to welcome a new digital era, there are open-ended questions, and that requires countries to work together to solve them. Technology often outpaces society and regulators. Along with innovation comes a new set of questions, potentially a new set of challenges. How do we think about regulating financial technology? How do we think about connecting the world with this new type of infrastructure? How do we think about some of the most fundamental problems, which is reducing inequality, alleviating poverty, and fighting climate change, and when the time comes, working together to prevent a financial crisis that can sweep across all nations? These things require collaborations. There is no way that countries can do it alone. Why? Because these are transnational problems. They're not nation-specific problems. And so this gives rise to open exchanges of knowledge and open efforts for collaboration, because different countries have different set of experiences. There's human capital, there is the ability for goods, knowledge, capital, all of these things to flow across nations. Because technology is network, and technology builds on past technologies, and technologies spur new technologies, and it's based on basic research and science, this requires the collaboration of academic institutions around the world, requires collaborative research, academic programs to push forward knowledge, because only with advancement of knowledge can technology advance, and only with advancement of technology can human lives advance, can people's incomes grow, can poor countries dream and aspire to become rich countries one day. What technology has done is to create that network, to link countries together and to link people together. We are living in an age of network that is powered by technology. Now this has changed how we think about global and international relations. It's less about competition and rivalry and substitution, and much more about collaboration, about complementarity, about cooperation. The most successful country in the 21st century is the country that is the most connected component of that network. The objective of living in the network is not to dominate the system, to be a hegemony, but it is one that wants to preserve and protect that network, to sustain that network. That is the defining characteristics of a new leadership. I hope that everyone will realize that in this day and age, one country's wealth begets another country's wealth, and one flourishes because everybody else flourishes. We need to be sending the right message for the new generation. Everybody of that young generation has the right at fair opportunity to achieve what they want to achieve and to realize their dreams. But this can only happen in a harmonious and open environment where countries work together and governments collaborate, and where young people can choose to go to other countries to learn and to have knowledge exchange. What is the fundamental factor of advancing science and technology is that openness, is that creativity, which can only flourish in such an environment. So we need to be sending the right message and enable an environment where the young people have trust in their government, in their institutions, and with each other and in society. Because after all, they are the enablers of technology. They will power the technology, and they will make technology work for society. In the end, it's the young generation that will be our hope for a brighter future.